You from New Jersey?
And I guess that'll get us into the first thing I kind of wanted to talk about on the show. It's actually, we teased it at the end of our last episode, but now I guess even more updates on the Bruce Springsteen DUI drama.
That's ridiculous.
As Bruce, we thought Bruce was going to join the DUI club, although now I guess not so much, because officially his DUI has now officially been thrown out. But I guess to catch everybody up, if I've got my timeline correct here, okay, with pretty much when we last really talked about Bruce on the show, for the most part, we were clowning on him for his horrible Super Bowl ad. Remember his Meet Me in the Middle where Bruce is wearing a cowboy hat for some fucking reason? But so that came out, and we were joking around about how, like, you know, he united the country with douche chills with his Super Bowl ad. Okay, and then like days after that ad, though, and like days after our episode, that ad got pulled from rotation under reports that Bruce had been arrested for a DUI in November. Okay, and it was just coming out around the when his Jeep commercial was released. And right off the bat, I kind of found that to be suspicious, where I thought that they really pulled it because everybody fucking hated the commercial, and then they used it as a convenient excuse for the DUI. Okay, then the next news we hear from Bruce is that he starts a podcast with Obama. Then, right after that, the DUI somehow gets dropped and goes away.
And finally, a guy who can afford to pay the DWI gets off. You know what I mean?
I mean, he didn't even have to do it fucking through a couple of years in court and the state-mandated fine like I did, for fuck's sake. But
yeah, he didn't have to put the breathing device in his car and have his friends humiliate him.
Yeah, no, he fully had it fully revoked. I guess, first of all, the two questions that pop right up around Bruce's DUI, I guess, first of all, would be, like, who's the Trump-loving Jersey Shore cop that arrested him? And then B, is this not a total example of the liberal elite getting away with whatever the fuck they want? Just to piss off both sides, just to piss off all of our listeners. But
how do you give the boss, Bruce Springsteen, a ticket in New Jersey? What kind of douchewad?
On the Jersey Shore, no less. You're giving Bruce a DUI on the Jersey Shore? I mean, come on.
What happened? Did he bang your wife or something? Like, really? Like, come on.
No, I mean, that's honestly, like, it's got to be a Trump-loving Jersey Shore cop.
Oh, yeah.
That fucking hates Bruce because he's, like, the poster child. But then on the other side of it, though, because to look a little bit more into it, right off the bat as well, the claims were that Bruce's blood alcohol was a .02, which is under the limit. The limit is .08, and they claim that he was a .02, which is virtually nothing. However, the cop on scene said that he had, like, witnessed him take a shot and then get on his motorcycle. Okay, so if you're getting on a motorcycle, honestly, that does is a little bit more dangerous in my book, and a little bit more. The cops are looking out for that a little bit more. I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's fair or not.
I was 3 times the legal limit, believe me, and I was smashed. But you had a shot at the kill. That's it. I mean, that doesn't even register, like you said. It's not.
I mean, that's the story, but are we buying that story? You know what I mean? Or is the truth, like, when I got my DUI, I was a .2, which is really fucked up. That's, like, as well 3 times the limit. But that's really just, like, the moving 1 decimal place from a .02 to a .2. You know what I mean? So was Bruce hammered? And they're like, I kind of just want to really now get to the bottom of knowing the truth. Like, was Bruce hammered and about to hop on a motorcycle, and a cop was just like, dude, I can't let this happen, you're blowing a 2.0, and then in the aftermath they just fudged it to make it look to make it go away, which they probably should have done in the first place. You know what I mean? Or was this a cop that was out to get Bruce that watched him take, because who takes 1 shot of tequila? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and why did, you know, it's ridiculous. Is that legal? Can you, like, I guess he saw him take 1 shot, but I mean, can you pull somebody over for that? Just seeing him take 1 shot and then leaving? I mean, is that entrapment if they see him and they pull him over? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I think it'd be entrapment if they like offered him the shot and then fucking pulled him over.
Right.
But like if you and like I said, I think that's where like the motorcycle part of the story might have, you know what I mean? They just might be a little bit more sensitive seeing a guy. They're just watching Bruce, and again, they might have been watching him take more than one shot. Like the whole story seems fishy. The fact that he got arrested in November and it didn't come out until after his controversial Jeep commercial came out, and then the fact that like right when they announced that he's doing a podcast with the fucking ex-president. It all like mysteriously, it all gets totally, the story totally changes and it sounds a lot fucking better than it did before. So, I mean, I think that the truth is somewhere buried far in the middle of all this, but I mean, hey, it's a pretty fucking awesome story from Bruce, though, just to be like taking shots with tequila, taking tequila shots with fans on the shore, then pulling off on his motorcycle when he's 70. I mean,
yeah. That guy fucked it up for everybody. Bruce will never do that again. You know
yes,
what I mean?
That's a great call, actually.
What a douchey. You're already a cop. You know what I mean? And everyone hates you.
No, talk about fucking ruining like the Bruce,
right.
The folksy Bruce attitude with the. But also, how about the dude like at the shore that offered Bruce a shot of tequila? It's like, hey Bruce, you want to take a shot of tequila? The next thing you know, he's getting fucking like wheeled in the back of a police. He's getting cuffed in the back of a police car. You're like, Jesus Christ, officer! I gave him one shot. Like he's fucking.
Yeah, I bet you there had to be chicks involved, like chicks right in the vicinity. That's what makes people be nice. Good-looking chicks get guys interested in drinking. You know what I mean? Like if I went, hey Bruce, let's do a shot. He'd be
I don't know. I never took good-looking chicks to get me fucking pounding tequila.
Exactly. Please, I make all my bad fucking choices involving good-looking women.
I've made plenty of them without the chicks as well. So, I guess.
Oh, absolutely, just the booze, but still, I don't know. But, I'm still making them.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess that will bring us to the other part of the story, though, as well as this new podcast, the Bruce Barack Obama podcast that we talked about.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like
they are geniuses from New Jersey.
I know
if they're from New Jersey.
I mean, Bruce. Anyway, Bruce, of course, is one of the esteemed geniuses from New Jersey that we always talk about. But I mean, just in terms of for me and Rich over here, just another piranha in the tank, another podcast to compete with. Probably going to get even more listens than us. I got to be honest.
I think they'll get a couple more.
Yeah, I got a feeling that Bruce and Obama are going to beat us on the old Apple downloads. But.
Obama's hard to beat. I mean, he's really smart and a good speaker. I don't know about Bruce, but you know.
That's the thing. Obama needs like a fucking cooler co-host, a more hip. Like we need to get Obama with like Bootsy Collins. Obama and Bootsy Collins talking funk with Obama and Bootsy. That's a fucking podcast I'd listen to. But Bruce, like Bruce should be doing a podcast with us. Like, Bruce, we're available if you wanted to do a podcast.
Exactly.
We got the No Geniuses from New Jersey right here. Like, fuck, we already used the unlicensed karaoke version of one of your songs as our theme song. I mean,
How about this? Barack Obama and Gary Busey.
The Obama and Busey cast?
Yeah.
How about Brucey and Busey? That could be a...
Yeah. But I think Obama's just.
I like a podcast name that rhymes. So the.
Yeah, Bruce.
But what a boring podcast, though, to be honest. Like, talk about two guys that I really love, that when you put them on a podcast together, I wouldn't fucking listen in a million years. To the Bruce Obama talking about how much they love Joni Mitchell podcast. It's like, Jesus Christ, but. I would like to point out, though, that since we started our Jersey Talk podcast a couple months ago, since then, we're using Bruce as our intro, obviously, but since then, Chris Gethard, famous New Jersey comic, has started a show pretty much doing the exact same thing as us, and now Bruce gets in the podcast business. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah. We thought we were on to a good thing, and now all of a sudden...
Come back to Jersey, you moron!